What's up, guys? Gaonan here, and welcome to episode 5 of Drafting to Masters. The last draft didn't go as well as we had liked, but not to worry, we will still continue on and persevere. Don't forget, if you're enjoying the content, to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. And just want to say I've really enjoyed the series so far. Glad to have it back for a second season, and I hope you guys are enjoying it too. Without further ado, let's get into our 5th draft of the month. Well, Armadillo is an insane card. If you think about the other Inspire cards, Armadillo is usually just better than them. It allows your guys to play offense and defense and pumps them, so love Armadillo. Ruination Sledge is decent, Workshop Tanker is decent, but yeah, no way I'm picking either of those over Armadillo here. Wow. Second pick into Merchant. Could also pick Target Caller here. Pretty surprising that Merchant wasn't picked here. Seems like maybe a changey stick was picked first, which maybe that makes me a little bit worried about picking the Merchant here, but I think it's better than Target Caller. I don't love being Elysian, but I think Merchant is just flexible and gives you a lot of options. Maybe we don't end up in Primal because the person in front of us is drafting Primal too. So we'll take Merchant here. Wow, second Lethrai Target Caller coming through. Welding Torches here. Cabal Standard is here. So lots of good options. This is a tough pick because Lethrai Target Caller, requires you to draw the units and everything like that. Cabal Standard is just kind of good on its own, as is Welding Torch, assuming you have a unit to play it on. And this is a hard pick. I think I am going to pick this Cabal Standard over the Lethrai Target Caller here. Welding Torch is a close second for me. I say that, and then we get Ruination Sledge here. Could also pick Herald of the Parliament. Spiteful Lumen is reasonable to stay on color. So kind of punished for picking Cabal Standard over the Welding Torch there, but just got to keep going. Here we will take the Spiteful Lumen. 3/3 for 3 is a reasonable body and has some potential upside with Wisps. Darkstalker is an option here. Eulogist is an option here. I think I'm going to pick up the Darkstalker over the Eulogist. Not very excited about any of these other cards. Okay, so some good time cards coming through. We know we want to be in time because of the Armadillo, so I should probably prioritize the time cards more than the shadow cards. I probably like Blade Whirl the best in this pack, but I'm going to take the Pensive Lumen just because we want to prioritize the time at this point and, make sure we're there. Grave Tender can be good if you can tribute it. Plover is okay as well, so I think I'm actually going to take the Grave Tender over the Plover here. Mirage is not a super exciting card. Other option is Parma here, and I think I will take Parma over the Sandspout Mirage. Second Grave Tender kind of makes me wish we had picked the Plover over Grave Tender before. Also have another Parma here and a Back Alley Delinquent, but we'll just pick another Grave Tender. And some quick autopilot picks for us. Alright, so we know we're time. We don't really know what our second color is. It could be Primal, it could be Fire. I think Iceberg Mason is a very good 2-drop, and especially if you get the Yeti synergies going. So I think I'll take that here over Torch. Torch is just very good. Honestly, I should probably just pick Torch here. And Mistveil Drake comes up afterwards. So pretty crazy that Mistveil Drake didn't get picked up here. So Primal is definitely going to be open in this pack. So we'll take the Mistveil Drake. It's just a straight bomb. Yeah. So we could have Yeti Troublemaker. We could have Bold Adventurer. Yeti Troublemaker is good for the Yeti synergies. Bold Adventurer is just a solid 2-drop, which we are in need of at this point. So I think I am going to take the Bold Adventurer here. I don't see us playing Northwind Herald. Just going to take Excavation Assistant. Not super excited about it, but if it does get hit by Armadillo, we're pretty happy about it. Okay, Nocturnal Observer comes through. We'll take that here over the other cards. I mean, there is a chance that we should just take the Amber Acolyte because we could still be Praxis and just splash this Mistveil Drake at the top. Recano Outlaw is just also a very strong 2-drop. Like if we're in fire, we probably want that 2-drop. We're so heavy on 3s right now. So I am going to take this Recano Outlaw here. I'm a little worried about where this draft is headed right now, but I think it's a good enough 2-drop for us that we're happy to pick it up. Dispel is solid removal. We'll take it over Sky Snapper here. We don't have the Yeti synergies, so don't really need the Slope Sergeant. Teleport can be okay in time-based decks, and Audacious Bandit would be our first 4-drop, so I think we'll take it here. Alright, so we got the Elysian banner. That's really good because it allows us to potentially play this Mistveil Drake, so we'll take that here. Not excited about any of these cards. Crafty Yeti is the best one, and likely the one we should take. There's still a chance we don't end up in Praxis here, so we'll take Crafty Yeti. We don't have any Grenadin to make the Powder Keg Rider good. Granite Waystone would be okay, but I think we probably can't ignore this late of a Slope Sergeant and should probably just take it. We know that Primal's open with this late Mistveil, this Crafty Yeti, so yeah, let's take Slope Sergeant. Sky Snapper is fine here. And another Slope Sergeant. Accelerated Evolution is crazy good. We've also got Slush Dumper. Seems like we're going to end up in Elysian, which I don't love, but if that's what the packs are giving you, that's what the packs are giving you. Twinning Ritual is okay. Lightning Strike is probably the pick here for the removal. Friendly Wisp wouldn't activate with anything except Pensive Lumen at this point. Probably makes more sense to take the Wild Rider, but we do need 2-drops, so yeah, I think I need to just put my blinders on, take the Friendly Wisp, and keep it going. Cloud Snake Harrier is a solid 3-drop. This is 3-drop.deck apparently, so I'm very worried about that, but it's clearly the pick here. Wild Rider would be another 3-drop, but it is a Yeti. Alright, we're taking Wild Rider here only because it's a Yeti. We really need to fill up the 4-drop slot, but another 3-drop. This is getting old. Hey, a 2-drop. That's what we like to see. So Fearless Yeti is easy here. We'll take Violent Gust for the removal. We don't need another 3-drop at this point. Is there anything we would want to splash in Justice or Shadow? Definitely not anything that we have right now. I think I'm going to take the Huru banner just in case we see like Linebreaker's Shield or something like that. We'll take the Blind Storyteller, probably not play it. Dark Veil Agent probably makes the deck. Before we get into this pack, let's not make the same mistake that we made last time and not do a unit count. We need to understand where we are right now to better evaluate these picks. So we've got 20 units, so we have plenty of bodies. Really, we just need to think about, filling out our curve and making this not 3-drop.deck. So we'll start doing that by first picking Wormstone. We've got some decent spells in the deck, so Wormstone makes sense here. Could pick a second Wormstone. We could pick Pensive Lumen. Clan Standard is also reasonable and probably the pick here. If we were to pick Pensive Lumen, like maybe it replaces one of these Slope Sergeants, I think I'm just going to take the removal in Clan Standard here. Ice Spear Chucker is another Yeti, but a very weak one. I don't think it's worth picking up here, even for the curve consideration. As far as Wisps, we have Friendly Wisp, we have 2 Grave Tenders, so I don't know if we'll play a second Spiteful Lumen, but maybe. Other option is Shiver here. Sure, why not? Let's take Shiver. Probably won't play it, but worth picking up here. We've already got a Sandglass Parma. 10 the Flock could allow us to stall and potentially win in the air. Stinging Wind would be a 4-drop. I don't love it after the nerf, but I think it is worth taking here over 10 the Flock. Living Offering is decent. Petition is okay. Training Ground is good. And Watchful Amanera is good as well. So interesting choice here. The Monk from Training Ground already has Endurance, so doesn't have as good of synergy with Armadillo as with some other the Inspire guys, but probably still worth taking here. It'll smooth out our early draws and give us another 2-drop. I really don't think we need to play Amanera. We've got lots of 3-drops right now. Living Offering could give us a guaranteed tribute. So let's take a look, like what's our removal package look like right now. We've got like 5 removal spells maybe. And we do have a decent amount of tribute guys between the Grave Tenders and the Pensive Lumen. So might be worthwhile to pick up this Living Offering to try and guarantee that tribute a little bit more. So we'll do that here. Snowfort Trumpeter is another Yeti, so we'll take it here over the Rotor Cycle. We'll take the Petition here for the fixing. Advanced Scout probably won't make the deck, but it's the pick there. Watchful Amanera might make the deck. And then some quick autopilot picks here. And we've got our deck. Wow, we have a ton of units. So we've got 8 spells, including Parma and Standard, for this Wormstone. So I think that's good enough to play Wormstone. For this deck, I think we might want to do 18 power, which would mean 6 cuts if you count the Petition. Yeah, that seems reasonable. So let's cut 6 units and we'll be good to go. So how much Nightfall do we have for this Lethrai Darkstalker? We could just put it in the market, honestly. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's cut Darkstalker here. I think all the Yetis need to be in. Advanced Scout is looking like the weakest 3-drop at this point. I like Sky Snapper more than Advanced Scout, and probably need to get rid of one of these Grave Tenders also. I don't think it's going to be that reliable. Maybe Shiver goes in the market also. I think I'd be okay with that. I think I want that second Grave Tender in. I'm hoping to trade off these guys early so that I can get the tribute for Grave Tender. So that probably makes Excavation Assistant bad. Don't want to cut any of the 2s, so let's look at the 3s. Sarasaur I like, Harrier's good, Crafty Yeti is good. Don't know about 2 Grave Tenders. Merchant is good, Sky Snapper is okay. Spiteful I'm on the fence about. Maybe Amanera doesn't make it just because I need to have the Yeti synergies a little bit more. Let's start forming the market too, because that'll give us a better idea if we can put like the Wild Rider Yeti in there. So 2 more units to cut. I think they should both be at the 3-drop slot. It's pretty weird to cut Amanera. So I think I will cut 1 Grave Tender, and then I think the other cut is either this Wild Rider or this Watchful Amanera. The thing about Wild Rider is it doesn't do anything, like we don't have Punter to make it a win condition or anything like that. I guess it is pretty good with Accelerated Evolution, so maybe that's argument for keeping it in there. A lot of my spells are fast, so I'm going to be wanting to play them on my opponent's turn. So Violent Gust, Lightning Strike, Clan Standard. So I think that's reason enough to cut Watchful Amanera here. In the market, we'll put a Primal Sigil. We'll get this added to the main deck. Make sure that's the only power we needed. It is. So that's a 9-9 split. Seems pretty reasonable. Snowfort Trumpeter we don't want to play on 2 anyway. We want to play it on 3 after we've tributed. So this is our deck. Sorry it's a little smushed here, but just want to say thanks for watching the drafting and deck building portion of episode 5. I hope you'll join me in the games portion of the episode to see how the deck actually performs.